What's up, everybody? My name is Zach Pascarello, and in this live video, I'm going to talk about having a college degree, how that affects you starting your bookkeeping business, how having any experience affects you and starting a bookkeeping business. We are in the peak of closing November right now, so I am incredibly busy. Right now, I have 49 clients. I'm making $20,000 per month from my recurring clients. I also do about one, maybe two, maybe three cleanup projects every single month. So I've been consistently earning $20,000+ per month, and I've been making these YouTube videos for the past year, and I just love bookkeeping. I love my bookkeeping business so much. I am here to help you start your own bookkeeping business. I want to teach you everything I know. If you haven't already noticed, I'm incredibly passionate about bookkeeping, QuickBooks, sales, marketing, customer service, everything involved in my bookkeeping business. And now I just want to teach you everything that I know. So my mission is to teach you how to start and grow your own bookkeeping business. The best news is you can start today. You can do it in less than 30 days and you don't need any experience. So with that, let's speak on the title of this video. Is a college degree required to be a bookkeeper? So I'm going to talk about a couple things. First of all, is it required to be a bookkeeper as an employee? No, you don't need a college degree to be a bookkeeper as an employee. But that's not really what I want to talk about. If you want to get a full-time job, if you want to work for somebody as a bookkeeper or an accounts payable specialist or accounts receivable specialist, you can absolutely do that. No college degree is required for that. But I'm talking more specifically about being a bookkeeper as a bookkeeping business owner. And if any of you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment in the chat of this video. I will do my best to answer everybody's questions. And I also have a little surprise for you guys. I have my Facebook page and a QuickBooks account opened up on a different screen. So after we get through a little bit of this video, I'm going to actually share my screen so that I can answer some more of your questions in more detail. So I'm going to share my screen in a little bit, but first I want to touch on this idea of needing a college degree or needing experience or needing certifications to be a bookkeeper, specifically a bookkeeping business owner. So let me tell you a little bit about me real quick. I have a college degree, but I don't have a college degree in accounting or finance or business. Actually, I got my college degree in 2015 from Lehigh University. It's a small private school in Pennsylvania, and my degree is in psychology. And then I joined the Army. I was an infantry officer in the United States Army for 4 years. And then I worked at Chewy.com. They have warehouses all over the country. I was a warehouse manager at Chewy, and then I was a warehouse manager at Amazon for 6 months. That is the extent of my education and my professional career experience as an employee. So I never took a single business class before I started my bookkeeping business. I didn't have a college degree. I didn't even have any work experience. Like I wasn't a staff accountant or I wasn't an office manager or an accounts payable clerk. Like no experience accounting whenever I started my bookkeeping business. So to answer the title of this video, is a college degree required to be a bookkeeper? 100% no, you do not need a college degree. And what inspired this video? I've been telling you guys for a long time that nobody ever asks me if I have a college degree. Let me just say, side note, I've been incredibly busy these past 2 weeks because now is a great time to have a bookkeeping business. So many people are calling me right now, emailing me, messaging me, asking for help cleaning up their entire 2023 bookkeeping. So now's a perfect time to be a bookkeeper, to have a bookkeeping business, because people are starting to think about 2024 and taxes and their business. They are starting to realize they need bookkeeping. So a ton of people are calling me, and what inspired this video for the first time in a really, really long time, honestly, maybe for the first time ever, somebody yesterday called me out of the blue and they were looking for bookkeeping. They're a real estate investor. They called me randomly, like no emails, no Facebook messages. They just called me for the first time and they wanted help with their bookkeeping. And we got halfway through the conversation, and then she started asking me questions about my experience and my business and kind of like wanting to get to know me. She asked me, how long I've been a bookkeeper, how long I've had a business. And then she phrased her question in such a way that was like, you have a college degree, right? And I was like, yeah, I've got a college degree. She's like, you got a degree in accounting. And it was at that moment, she kind of asked me like almost like a side question. Like, I don't know why she might have been hesitant to hire me as a bookkeeping business owner, just because she doesn't really know me. Like, this is our first time talking. So she just wants to get a warm, comfortable feeling about me, my professionalism, my business, my reputation, my integrity, I guess. So she was just asking me random questions. And then she asked me if I have a college degree. I said yes. And then she asked me like kind of more specifically like a degree in accounting. And it was at that moment I made a split-second decision. I easily could have lied to her. She has no way of really checking if I have a college degree. Like, she just asking me on the phone. She's not going to request my college transcript. She's not going to request a picture of my college diploma. I easily could have just brushed it off and like, yep, I have a degree in accounting. But I made a split-second decision, and I said to her, you know what? I do have a college degree, but it's actually not in accounting. And I just felt like it was really important in that moment to be honest with her. Not because it would affect my ability to do her bookkeeping or to understand her QuickBooks. Like, a college degree really will not help you in your profession as a bookkeeper, or it will not help you with QuickBooks. Having a basic understanding in accounting will absolutely help you be a good bookkeeper. But it was in that moment where I just made a split-second decision, and I just felt like being honest. I felt like, for me as a person, integrity is really important. I easily could have told her, yep, I have a college degree in accounting. We could have moved on, and she probably never would have asked about it again. She would have never found out that I did not actually have a college degree in accounting. But to be honest, it just felt like the right thing to do. If I lose this client because I don't have a college degree in accounting, I'm the kind of person that believes everything happens for a reason. So be it. If she doesn't want to hire me because I don't have a college degree in accounting, that's her decision. But I felt like it was important for me as a person, as a bookkeeping business owner. I wanted to be honest with her. So I told her, I was like, you know what? I got to be honest with you. I actually don't have a degree in accounting. I have a college degree. I have 3 years of work experience as a bookkeeping business owner. I'd be happy to send you referrals from other clients who I've worked with in the past, but I don't have specifically a college degree in accounting. And I wanted to bring up that story to you guys because I tell you all the time, like, no one's ever going to ask you that. And somebody asked me that. So I felt like it was important to share with you. And I also feel like it was important to share with you guys that I think you should always be honest. I think you should emphasize integrity in your professional career and in your personal life, in everything that you do every single day. I think having high integrity is super, super important, especially as like a financial professional or a business owner or a bookkeeper or accountant. Integrity is really, really important. So always try to tell the truth. Okay, that's enough about that. I do want to talk about one more thing before I get to the chat and the comments. But if you guys have any questions throughout the entire course of this live video, please feel free to ask me any questions that you might have. And then I'm also going to share my screen, hopefully at some point during this video. I have my Facebook and my QuickBooks account open in a different screen. I'm going to share my screen. So if you guys have specific questions about what to do in QuickBooks, or if you have specific questions about how to do sales and marketing on Facebook, go ahead and drop those questions in the chat, and I will specifically answer those questions. I will even share my screen and show you like real life examples of what I recommend that you do. Okay, so one other thing I want to talk about before I get to the comments in the chat is that I actually got a staff accountant job in 2022 with no college degree, no work experience as an accountant or a bookkeeper. So I think this is important to know, especially if you are considering maybe becoming an accountant like simultaneously while you're starting your bookkeeping business. So I applied to a large global pharmaceutical company as a staff accountant. Like, literally every single company in the history of the world ever like needs accountants inside their business. So you can pretty much work as an accountant in any business. I'm sure Home Depot, Walmart, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, I'm sure they all hire accountants. So you don't just have to work at an accounting firm or an audit firm like Deloitte or PwC or some regional accounting firm. Like, you don't have to just work there if you want to be an accountant. So if you want to be a staff accountant somewhere else like Nike or Foot Locker or Old Navy or Walmart or any grocery store, then you definitely can. It helps if you have a college degree in accounting, but I actually got a job as a staff accountant with no college degree in accounting. I explained that I had a bookkeeping business for the past year and a half, but that was literally the only experience that I had, and that enabled me to get a job. Sure, I have a college degree. I was able to answer pretty detailed questions. They kind of like quizzed me on debits and credits and like accounting fundamentals, so I passed that quiz, but it was just a verbal quiz in the second interview. And so I just wanted to share that story real quick with you guys. If you are considering, maybe you want to quit your current job and start a bookkeeping business and then maybe become a staff accountant down the road, you easily could. I was only making $60,000 a year as a staff accountant, which is it's not a bad salary, but it's not six figures. You're not making a ton of money. As a staff accountant. It's kind of like an entry-level professional job. So $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 is what I would expect most entry-level professional jobs to be. But it was great experience. So the cool thing is, the reason I wanted to bring it up is you don't actually need a college degree in accounting. You just need to understand accounting fundamentals and accounting basic concepts. And you need to have probably a little bit of work experience. Like me, I had a college degree plus a basic understanding in accounting fundamentals, and I owned and operated my bookkeeping business for 2 years prior. So I understood debits and credits, and I was able to speak on my experience as a bookkeeping business owner. Okay, so that's kind of all I wanted to talk about in terms of what experience is necessary. So if you want to start a bookkeeping business, you don't need any experience. You don't need any certifications or work experience or college education. You can start a bookkeeping business right now with no experience. The only thing I do recommend is that you get a QuickBooks Online Certified Pro Advisor. That's probably the best certification that you can get when you're starting your bookkeeping business. Okay, so that's enough of that. If anybody has any questions, now I'm going to run through the comments in the chat. I'm going to do my best to get to all the questions. Let's see here. The very first question, the very first person said, hello from Brazil. Hello to Brazil. Hello from America. Specifically, I'm in Pennsylvania. If anybody else is in Pennsylvania, let me know in the chat. That's awesome, though, that you're from Brazil. Monder, you said, hello, wish you were good. I wish you were good as well. Could you please tell us how you get your expertise in QBO and which training did you get? I learned everything I know in QuickBooks right now from doing my own independent research. I watched YouTube videos, but I primarily learned from trial and error. My best piece of advice for you is to start a QuickBooks Online accountant account and just start messing around in QuickBooks. Start pressing all the buttons. Start figuring out how to categorize transactions and where is the chart of accounts? Where do you find reports? What's this balance sheet? What's this profit and loss? Like, you can do like transaction lists by vendor. Like, you can look at, there's literally like probably 100 different reports that you can look at. You can mess around in the expenses section of QuickBooks. You can look at sales. You can look at projects. You can look at payroll. There's a ton of columns on the left-hand side. Just start pressing buttons. Start watching YouTube videos. And then if you don't have any clients, so first of all, whenever you get your first client, just spend 2 hours every single day in your client's QuickBooks, and I promise you're going to figure it out. Like, 2 hours is way too much time, way enough time to figure out literally anything you would ever need to know about anybody's QuickBooks. So 2 hours per day, plenty of time. You will become a QuickBooks expert in 1 month if you spend 2 hours every single day messing around in QuickBooks. That is the best way to learn. Real world experience. I learned so well from like actually moving the mouse and clicking buttons and reading things and typing things. I don't learn so well just watching videos. Like, that's just me. That's me personally. That's how I learn really well, just by doing stuff. I don't learn very great by watching other people do stuff. So watching YouTube videos, taking courses is cool. I have a course, check it out, description of this video. Taking courses is cool, but the best way for you to learn is to actually do something. So you can start a QuickBooks Online accountant account for free. It's completely free. All you need is an email address, and you can log in and you can set up your personal checking account, personal credit card account. You can add that to your QuickBooks Online accountant account. Now, this is different from your business account. Open up a second QuickBooks Online accountant account, and you can do, it's really annoying to say QuickBooks Online accountant account. It's really hard to say. I wish there was a different way of referring to it. QBOAA, QuickBooks, yeah, QBOAA. That's also hard to say. Anyway, open up a second accountant account, and you can connect your personal accounts and do bookkeeping like you would for a business, but it's your personal account. So you have real transactions to mess around with. You have real bank statements to reconcile, but there's no strings attached. Like, it doesn't matter if you mess it up because it's all kind of for fun. So that's a great way to learn. Jason De La Cruz, you said, yo, Zach. Yo, Jason, what's up? I know you charge by transaction. How do you price doing invoicing or AR and paying bills or AP? So I do offer what I call cash management services, and it's a unique service. I only offer it to 4 of my clients right now. I have a minimum set at $100 per month for accounts payable, $100 per month for accounts receivable. And I have one client right now who pays me $100 per month to create their invoices, and I'm creating 10-ish invoices per month. It takes me maybe 15 minutes per week max, and I don't pay any of their bills. I just do accounts receivable. So that's $100 a month. I have another client who I do everything for them, and they have I only do accounts payable. They don't have invoices. They're a real estate investor, but they have 40-ish, 25 to 40 bills per week that I pay for them. And I charge them $500 per month to manage their accounts payable. So I pay all of their bills for them for $500 a month. And then I have 2 other clients who I charge $300-ish per month, and I create their invoices and I pay their bills. So I think there's a sweet spot, between $100 and $500 per month for what I call cash management. And the best thing is, it's not a contract. It's not set in stone. It's not 12 months guaranteed. So quote it and say, hey, listen, I do this for a couple of the people, but I don't really have a ton of experience. I wouldn't say I don't have a ton of experience. I don't know I don't know how long this is going to take. So I just want to be open and transparent with you. If this ends up taking more time than I originally anticipated, I might need to reevaluate this quote. But for now, I'll do this extra service, cash management. I will manage your AP and AR for $200 a month. We'll go month by month. I'll do it for 2 months, and then we'll see if I need to adjust the price. We'll see if you are satisfied with our arrangement, and then we can go from there. So it's not set in stone. It's not a contract. It is subject to change. Just be open, transparent, communicate that with the client, because it is a very personal and very specific and very fluid service. It could change very quickly, and it could change a lot depending on the business, how much it grows. If the business doubles, imagine how many more bills and invoices you'd have to create. So you can't just give them a fixed cost forever for the rest of eternity. Just keep in mind it's going to be fluid. It's going to change. Nathan, you said, hi, Zach. Thanks for taking the time to go into detail on these topics. You're welcome. I'm passionate about this. I love teaching you guys everything I know about starting and growing a bookkeeping business. How would you as a business owner handle going on vacation or being sick for a week or two? That's a good topic. I'm happy you brought that up, and let me talk about that real quick. So I tell you guys this all the time. I'm crazy. I'll be the first to admit I'm crazy. I do things probably differently than a lot of people would. I've gone on 2 vacations in the past 3 years. Also, I have a family with very young kids, so going on vacation in general is pretty tough. It's not just me and my wife, or it's not just me and my buddies. It's pretty tough for us to travel. If any of you have kids, I'm sure you can relate, especially young kids. But I've gone on 2 vacations in the past 3 years. The first year I started my bookkeeping business, we did not go on vacation. The second year, we went camping in a cabin for 3 nights, and I brought my laptop. I woke up early from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., and I did bookkeeping every single day that I was on vacation. And the third year, which was this summer, we went to the beach again for 4 nights, and while my wife and the kids were sleeping, I went to Starbucks every morning, and I worked from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. So I never took a vacation, really. I worked for a couple hours every day that I've gone on vacation for the past 6 days out of the past 2 years. But like I said, I'm crazy and I'm not expecting any of you guys to operate that way. My advice for you would be, if you want to go on vacation, just don't go on vacation in the first week of the month. Because like right now I'm super busy. People are expecting me to send them their profit or loss. People are sending me bank statements. People are asking me questions. I'm asking people a lot of questions. So if you want to go on vacation, just plan your vacation outside of tax season and outside of the first week of the month. Like July and August are great months to go on vacation. And I would recommend, go on vacation between like July 15th and July 30th or August 15th and August 30th, and you should be fine. You should be able to take 5 days off. You don't necessarily need to check emails and log into QuickBooks. But here's my philosophy on that. Depending on how big your business is, like I have 40 clients, so my business is pretty big. If you only had 10 clients, not that big of a deal. But for me, if I didn't check my emails for 4 days and I came back after those 4 days, I would just be incredibly stressed. So I would rather work for an hour or maybe 2 hours while on vacation, maybe early in the morning or late at night, whatever you prefer. I would rather check emails and just stay a little bit up to date while I'm on vacation instead of coming back after my vacation and just being swamped and overwhelmed and stressed out for 4 days because I didn't check emails for an entire week on vacation. As far as getting sick, I do get sick a lot. I have young kids. Once again, my kids just get sick like every single month while they're in daycare. And so I do get sick a lot because of that. If I do get sick, as long as I'm physically able to like get up and work, I'll do work. Maybe I'll take a half day. Maybe I'll just get as much work as I possibly can done from like 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And then maybe I'll go home and take an hour nap if I'm like really sick. There have been probably 2 days in the past 12 months where I like literally took a day and I just laid in bed because I was just so sick. And that's going to happen. You can take 1 day off and it's not going to be the end of the world. Hopefully you don't get sick during tax season, or hopefully you don't get sick in the first week of the month. But even if you do, it's not the end of the world. You might just need to make up for it the next day or over the weekend. That was a really long answer. That's probably way more information than anybody cares about. Let's move on to the next question. The next person, your name is It's Me, and you asked, it's important to get a QBO Pro Advisor certification? Yes, absolutely. I think it's important to get a QBO Pro Advisor certification for 2 reasons. First of all, you will be added to their database. So if anybody in your area searches for a bookkeeper, you will show up. And I've gotten a couple clients that way. I know other people have as well. So yeah, it's important to become a certified QuickBooks Pro Advisor. It's also fairly easy, fairly quick. It only took me 2 weeks to get it. It wasn't super easy, but it was kind of easy. Like it's way easier than getting a college degree. Obviously, it's way faster, and it's free too. It's free, which is really cool. So if you're anything like me, when I started my bookkeeping business, I did not have a ton of cash that I wanted to spend starting my bookkeeping business. So it's free, it's relatively easy, relatively fast, and it also gives you confidence during a sales call, especially whenever you're brand new, just getting started. You can tell people, I am a certified QuickBooks Pro Advisor. That sounds super legit and super fancy. No one's going to question your expertise after you drop that you are a certified QuickBooks Pro Advisor. So yes, I recommend just get that. Teresa Lucero, you asked, hello, what time of day do you usually post to Facebook? Is there an evening cutoff time when you wouldn't? I think posting from like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. is probably ideal. I don't know for sure. I'm sure you could do a quick Google search and find like when is the best time to post on Facebook. But also, I think quality of content matters way more than the time that you post it. But I love posting at 8 a.m. and I like posting like all day. I'll post all day, but I won't post before 8 a.m. or after 8 p.m. just because most people are asleep or going to sleep before and after 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Let's see. Where did I leave off? Steele Sadler. What is your approach to following up an initial sales pitch to someone who has not answered back? That's a great question, Steele Sadler. I have been talking about this for a long time. You want to have a tracker. So you want to I use Microsoft Excel, but you could also use like a CRM software. And all you need to do is you just need to track their email, their first name, last name, phone number, and brief notes about your previous interaction. So you can literally have an Excel file with those columns, and you can just include some notes. Like if it was a free consultation, or maybe they just called you, you could also say like, hey, this is a real estate investor with 20 properties. We did a free consultation. Or maybe I would say I sent a bookkeeping quote to an electrician. Just a couple notes so that you can remember who they are and kind of where you left off with them. And then after I send the bookkeeping quote, I usually forget about them. And then every like 2 weeks, or like 2 to 4 weeks, I'll go back into my tracker and I will see, okay, so today is December 7th. So who have I not contacted in the past 2 or 3 weeks? And then I will search for all of those people, and then I'll follow up with them like 2 to 4 weeks after I most recently followed up with them. And then I will continue to follow up with them. I use the words ruthlessly and relentlessly until they respond. There's no harm, no foul in following up with somebody who expressed interest in hiring you as a bookkeeper. So I try not to bother people who did not reach out to me first. Like if I find you and if I reach out to you first, I'll just reach out to you once and done, and I won't bother you because I think that's annoying. But if you reached out to me, I think it's fair game. I've added you to my tracker, my Excel file, and now I'm going to follow up with you every 2 weeks until you respond. You can either say, hey, no thanks, I'm not interested, and then obviously I'll leave you alone. I recommend all of you do the same. Or you're going to say, yep, let's do it. I want to hire you. So one of two things are going to happen, but add them to your tracker and just continue to follow up with them. Meek, you say, hey, Zach, if you work full-time, how do you do sales calls and manage your full-time call and work on customer acquisition as well? So that's a good question. Obviously, taking phone calls is very difficult. If you work 9 to 5, I guess your only option would be to take phone calls on your way to work or on your way home from work or during your lunch break. So you could easily schedule back and forth through email or text message. If somebody reaches out to you, like if you miss a call, you can text them or you can call them right back as soon as you get off of work on your way home. So if you see during the day you get a missed call, then just call them back as soon as you get off work. That's not a huge deal. That's not that big of a deal. Honestly, not many people are going to call you when you're just getting started. So I would not stress out about that too much. Most people are going to respond to you after you reach out to them first. That's how I got like almost all of my clients in the beginning, from me reaching out to them. So for sales and marketing, I created social media content every single day, and I found business owners on Facebook and I friend requested them. And then after they accepted my friend request, I sent them a Facebook message and I said, hey, if you need any help with your bookkeeping, let me know. And like the first 5 clients that I got were from those messages. And so they responded back. They're like, hey, yeah, I do need bookkeeping. And honestly, usually business owners are also busy from 9 to 5. Like they're working on their business. And a lot of people actually responded back to my Facebook messages like late at night or on the weekend. So if you're still working a full-time job, you might have to take sales calls in the evening or on the weekend or during your lunch break, but it's totally doable. There are plenty of hours outside of your standard 9 to 5 work week that you could easily take sales calls. It's just important. You just got to stay organized, and you got to really be able to manage your phone. So if you're the kind of person that if you look at your phone right now and you have 100 unread text messages and 400 missed calls, you might need to work on that. Like you're going to need to be way more organized. So my recommendation for you would be to figure out a system to track your missed calls and your unread emails and your unopened text messages. Like you're going to have to stay on top of those, like your Facebook messages. Like if you're the kind of person that has 1,000 unread emails, it's going to be kind of hard for you to keep track of prospective clients. So stay organized and just come up with a system for tracking people who reach out to you. Let's see. Jason De La Cruz, you said, did you end up landing the client that asked for a college degree? I don't know. That phone call literally happened yesterday. And so I don't know. They have a real estate investor. They're a real estate investor. I quoted them $200 per month, and they didn't seem too happy about that for the entire year of 2023. I told them it would be $2,400 to do all of their bookkeeping. And I don't think they were too pleased with that quote, but we'll see. Here's the thing about this. I have literally dozens of people who pay me more than $200 per month. So I am extremely confident that my services are worth $250 or $300 or $500 per month. So, and I have, right now I have 49 people paying me $400 per month on average. So I have almost 50 people paying me $400. If this one person's not willing to pay me $200, I am in a good, so here's the thing. I'm in a great spot where I can be confident about my quoting and my sales and my marketing and my customer service, because I've been there and I've done that. So honestly, that's why I'm here to make these videos, because I can be like that source of motivation, inspiration, encouragement, that reference for you guys, that like these services, like don't be afraid to quote $200 a month. Like just because somebody is not happy with it, or just because somebody thinks it's too expensive, that doesn't mean you should change your price, because what's going to happen is you're going to waste 10 minutes or 10 hours or 10 days like talking with and working with and negotiating with this one person who's trying to nickel and dime you over $200 when they only want to spend $150 per month, when in reality 50 times 12 is $600. Like in the grand scheme of things, $600 as a business owner should not be a lot of money. And if it is too much money, then you can't afford a bookkeeper. Like unfortunately, that's just the reality. Like if $600 is a make or break for bookkeeping services, then maybe you can't afford a bookkeeper. Maybe you need to do the bookkeeping yourself. And guess what? A ton of people can't do the bookkeeping themselves, so they have no choice. They need to hire you. Like that's the thing about our services. It's not optional. People need bookkeeping. So let me be your motivation, your encouragement, your inspiration, your point of reference. Like don't waste any time on people who are not willing to pay you, because I promise you, if you're wasting time on those people, then you are losing out on an opportunity to talk to somebody who would be happy to pay you $4,000 right now to clean up their books in 2023. On Friday, I reached out to, or a real estate investor reached out to me. We talked on the phone for 10 minutes. I said, hey, send me your bank statements and I'll get you a quote. He did. I quoted him. He said yes. I sent him all of this happened on Friday. I sent him the invoice and he paid the invoice, $3,600 for 12 months of bookkeeping in 2023. No questions asked, because he's a legit business owner and he understands the importance of bookkeeping. So don't waste your time on people nickel and diming you for $50 a month, whenever you could be finding people who are willing and ready to pay you full price for your bookkeeping services. So let this message be your reference and your motivation to forget about the people who can't afford your services. Focus all of your energy on the people who can, because they are out there, I promise you. Okay, I got a little fired up right there, but sorry about that. K. Robin, you said, hello, Zach. How many bookkeeping clients were you able to comfortably handle when you were working as a staff accountant? I had 20 clients and I was incredibly stressed out. It was horrible. I would not recommend it for anybody. I was trying to juggle a full-time job and a business at the same time, and it was really, really stressful. So I was maxed out at a full-time job and 20 clients. Let's see. East of Eden, for trucking companies, do you file the IFTA taxes for them? No, I do not do taxes. I don't do IFTA taxes. Do you help your clients file estimated taxes, or you have both, or you leave both to the tax accountant or CPA? Yeah, so anytime anybody files their taxes, they should be getting quarterly estimated tax payments from their tax accountant or their CPA or their tax filing software. Like it's all based on your 2023 estimated tax payments are all based on your 2022 taxes. So whatever you owed for 2022 taxes, divide that by 4, and those are your 2023 quarterly tax payments. So it's really pretty simple. And then it's up to the business owner to pay their taxes. Like they have to log into the IRS website and they can pay electronically, or they can mail a check. Like usually the tax filing software gives you some type of voucher or instructions on how to pay your taxes. So if you want, you can offer like, hey, you can tell your client like, hey, send me your estimated quarterly tax estimates or vouchers, and like I'll help you figure out how to pay it, but it's really not that complicated. It's pretty straightforward. Let's see. Jody Hall, you said, hi Zach, when creating financial statements, does QuickBooks automatically determine the category for expenses, or do you do this manually? I do everything manually. So there are QuickBooks. You know what? This is a perfect opportunity. Let me share my screen with all of you. So I have my screen up here. So Jody asked, let's see. Jody asked, when creating financial statements, does QuickBooks automatically determine the category? So no. So I determine the category. Let's see if I can figure this out real quick. Let me share my screen. Let me see if this will work. I think it will. Okay, hopefully you guys can see the screen. Yes, can you see the screen? I guess maybe let me know in the chat if you can see the screen. This is Craig's Design and Landscaping Services. So this is the, oh yeah, I think you can. I think you can see the screen. Hopefully it's not too glitchy. Hopefully you can see the screen right here. Let me know in the chat if you guys can see Craig's Design and Landscaping Services. So you're going to go to transactions right here, bank transactions, and this is QuickBooks Online. So whenever you're categorizing transactions, this is just an example company right here. So let's see, for example, this is their checking account. So this is what it will look like whenever you connect your bank account to QuickBooks Online, the QuickBooks bank feed. So here we have A1 rental, backhoe rental. So you're going to add the vendor, whoever the payee is, whoever you're paying, which probably in this situation would be A1 rental, and then the account. You see here we have this long list. We have expenses, we have income, we have more income right here, we have credit cards, cost of goods sold, we have some equity transactions right here. So these are your chart of accounts. All of these expenses and income, these show up in your profit and loss. The assets, liabilities, and equity, they show up on your balance sheet. So if this was a rental, you can easily go into here and you can just type in the word rental. You see there equipment rental, and you can categorize it. Something else that's really, really cool is, let's just say, I'm just going to use this as an example. Okay, so there is none right now. Let me do this real quick for you guys. Let me show you. Let's just say this is Ellis Equipment Rental, and we'll say it's equipment rental. Now let me show you what happens. This is so cool. We can, once we determine the vendor, Ellis Equipment Rental, we can click on this right here, categorization history. This has made my job infinitely easier. So now you can, once you say it's Ellis Equipment Rental, you click on categorization history, and it automatically tells you how have you categorized transactions in the past when Ellis Equipment Rental was the vendor. So in this particular example, we categorized the previous transaction as equipment rental. So now we can assign that category. And now once we click add on the bank feed, now this transaction will get categorized as equipment rental, and it will get allocated to this vendor right here, Ellis Equipment Rental. So this is what I do. This is bookkeeping. Like, this is my job. This is my business. I have 49 clients. Every single day, I log into their QuickBooks, I go to their bank feed, and I categorize their transactions. So it's either an expense, or it's income, or it's an asset, a liability, or equity. It's one of those 5 things. Now, obviously, there are a ton of sub-accounts underneath those 5 main categories, but that is, in essence, what it means to do bookkeeping. Like, that's pretty straightforward. So this is my QuickBooks. This is not my QuickBooks. This is just a sample company. All of you have access to this if you have a QuickBooks Online accountant account. Okay, now one other thing. Let me show you Facebook real quick. Let me see. Did that pop up? Yep. Okay, so this is my Facebook group. It's got 5,000 members in it. If you guys aren't in this Facebook group already, I highly recommend that you join this Facebook group. I do want to touch on this question real quick. Aaron asked an awesome question, and I remember that it required a very long answer. So I wanted to touch on this question real quick right now. So Aaron said, "Hi everyone, I'm just starting my bookkeeping business. I had some questions. I'm looking for some guidance on writing my profile on LinkedIn and a proposal for offering beginning or basic services. Can you offer the basic setup of QuickBooks Online with connecting banks and categories and reconcile? Also, a checklist when reviewing clients' books to see if your client is going to be a good fit. I truly appreciate any help and advice. Thank you." Okay, so obviously that is a very, very long question, but let me touch on a few things real quick. So Aaron asked specifically about a proposal. So I have a somewhat of a proposal, and feel free to write this down as I say it, but I generally try to keep things very simple whenever I refer to my proposal. So and this is also part of my sales pitch. So I basically tell people that I do three things. So my services generally include: number one, I categorize your transactions; number two, I reconcile your accounts; number three, I generate your financial reports. I generally do all of these things in the first 5 to 10 business days, and at the end of the year, you will be completely ready to file your taxes based on the bookkeeping that I provide you. So that is my proposal. I keep it simple, and I say that in writing too. I send that in an email, I send that in Facebook Messenger. I literally have it like a message copied so that I can just paste it into an email or into a Facebook message. And then finally, if I'm on the phone with you after I say those are the three services that I do, I will also usually say, basically, everything you're doing in QuickBooks Online right now, I do for you. So that's a great way that these people can kind of comprehend or like realize what you do. Like everything they're doing in QuickBooks right now, I will do for them. So whether it's creating invoices or tracking bills or categorizing transactions, reconciling accounts, generating reports, like I will do all of that for you. So that's my proposal. My services generally include 1, 2, 3, these three things, and I do everything in the first 5 to 10 days, and you will be completely ready to file your taxes. That's my proposal. Okay, so can you offer the basic setup of QBO with connecting banks and categories and reconcile? So that is a very long process, and I cannot talk about all of that right now, but little plug here. In my course, I do have a full, complete QuickBooks tutorial from start to finish. I show you everything that you would want to do with a client. You can also probably find all the information for free on YouTube if you want, but that's like a 2-hour long, like very detailed tutorial that I just don't have time to give you guys right now. Finally, a checklist with reviewing clients' books to see if your client is going to be a good fit. I truly appreciate. Okay, so this is the last thing I'll mention about that, to find out if the client is truly a good fit or not. So I really honestly keep it simple. Like honestly guys, all I do whenever I'm trying to give you a quote is I just look at your bank accounts and your credit card statements. And I'm probably able to do this so confidently because I am a QuickBooks expert and a bookkeeping expert. So nothing you throw at me will ever like be too much. So I can go into anybody's account with that confidence. But seriously, even for you guys, all you have to do is just look at the bank accounts and look at the credit card accounts and just count the transactions. And if QuickBooks seems to be incomplete or missing some transactions, don't be afraid to request the bank statements and the credit card statements, because you're going to need those anyway whenever you start to do their bookkeeping. So you might as well get them during the onboarding process, during the quoting process, and literally all you need to do when reviewing their books to see if it's going to be a good fit is just count their transactions and then divide it by the number of months, and that's their average monthly transactions, and then multiply that by 2, 2.5, or 3, and that's their monthly fee. That has worked for me for the past 3 years. Maybe I will come across somebody's books who it doesn't work with, but that strategy, that quoting process has not failed me yet. It's been very reliant, very consistent, and I don't feel like anybody's books have been so complicated that it wasn't worth my time And finally, like I've been saying, if you do come across somebody's books who it's not worth your time, you can always reevaluate the quote, and you can always say, hey, this is a little bit more work than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to need to increase your price from $400 a month to $500 a month. Where can you find my course? There is a course in the description of this video. There's also a ton of other links in the description of this video. Definitely recommend you guys check out all those links. Okay, so let me go back to the questions here. B. Douglas, wants a college degree in bulks at $200 per month by. Okay, B. Douglas, I'm sorry. I'm not sure. Oh, I see. Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah, they want a college degree. Yeah, I got you. I understand. Yeah. We'll see if they call me back. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, we'll leave it at that. Teresa Lucero, is there a time that would be too late to send a quote or any kind of email to a current or prospective client? Nope. I send emails all throughout the day. I don't really work late at night. I do send emails early in the morning. Like I'll send people emails at 5 a.m. Emails, I feel like emails are different than text message. Like I would never call anybody at 5 a.m. I try not to text anybody at 5 a.m. But emails are on your computer. Emails are on your email. I feel like it's not too intrusive. It's not like a phone call or a text message. Like I don't think it's too intrusive to send people emails late at night or early in the morning. But something you can do really cool, if you have G Suite or Gmail, you can schedule emails. So like it could be 10. This is actually what I did a lot whenever I had my full-time job. You can schedule emails. Like I can send an email at 10 p.m. and schedule it to arrive in your inbox at 8 a.m. So that's pretty cool. That's a free feature with G Suite and Gmail. So check that out if you guys don't have. And I'm sure if you have other emailing software, I'm sure they have that as well. Let's see. Drew's World. I work remote 3 days a week working in finance. Would it be easier to do bookkeeping part-time until I can make it full-time? I currently have a $100K job as a client account analyst. You work remote 3 days a week in finance. I think you could absolutely start a bookkeeping business right now. I don't see what's holding you back. Start right now. Like on those days that you're working remotely on the weekend, like any chance you get, like starting the bookkeeping, like let me tell you guys real quick, like Drew, this is for you. All you got to do, spend 2 weeks learning QuickBooks and becoming a certified QuickBooks Pro Advisor, brush up on some bookkeeping fundamentals, and then start creating social media marketing content every single day. And then we got 10 more minutes in this live video. Let me share my Facebook page with you guys, and I'll talk a little bit about sales and marketing and how I would get clients if I were you guys right now. Okay, let me go over to my Facebook page. So I'm probably done answering questions. I might check the questions at the very end. But let me go over to here's my Facebook page. Let's see here. Let me go to my account. Okay. So social media, marketing, these concepts apply to Facebook, but okay, so these concepts apply to Facebook. Specifically, I use them for Facebook, but you could also use them for LinkedIn or Instagram or TikTok. I don't really know much about TikTok or Twitter. I'm not on either of those. I primarily use Facebook. I use Instagram and LinkedIn a little bit. But here's all that you need to do. Seriously, guys, this is all I did 3 years ago. This is all I still do right now. Let me give you the secret tips and tricks for social media marketing and sales. It's a 4-step process. This is what it looks like. Okay, I'm going to take you to my Facebook page right now. I create content. That's step number 1, create content. Look at that. 2 days ago, December 5th, 2 days ago, I made a video. 2 days ago, I posted a picture of my kids and I talked about payroll tax and standard deduction and hiring your kids and your Roth IRA. Let's see, that was 2 days ago. Yeah, so 2 days ago, realtors, you need bookkeeping too. Call me. Like, really simple post, really straight to the point. Realtors, you need bookkeeping too. I posted a funny meme about Michael Scott and me doing bookkeeping. Like, just whatever. It doesn't have to be earth-shattering, life-changing. This was a really basic post. Don't ever believe anyone if they tell you starting a business is easy. I post a lot of content just generally targeted at business owners in general. And look at this. It got 120 likes and reactions. It got 35 comments. And I'm sure people ended up sharing it. Let me see. Today, I made a post about integrity. Got 92 likes, 10 comments, 1 share. And I post these reels, these short videos every single day. You guys don't have to post videos if you don't want to, but you have to make posts. And what I would recommend is to mix it up. Like, here's a tip. Here's a bookkeeping tip. I told everybody, download your bank statements, save them to your computer, and organize them. Stay organized, do it every month, and thank me later. And look at this, 65 people liked it. Are you kidding me? This is just like the most basic thing ever. And I got 65 people to like it. I got 14 comments. This post right here, over 100 likes, 36 shares. And I just talked about supporting local small businesses during the holiday season, like the most basic stuff. Like, this is not life-changing, earth-shattering stuff. Like this, like, I just keep on getting 50 plus likes, and I keep on getting comments and shares. I primarily post these reels, and then I post like these types of posts. And the way you guys do this is it's just words. You just go to your Facebook and you just start typing, and then you just click this button, and then you can like make it look cool. You can add like these cool color schemes to a post, and you can just say whatever you guys want to say. And like, that's it. I have 6,000 followers, so I just create content every single day. It doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to spend a ton of time doing it. Just create content. That way people get to know you. They start to trust you. They start to learn who you are. I have a very simple headshot. Like, I took this with my iPhone right here. You guys can see it's just a picture of me. Like, it's not overly complicated. Let me see. What else? Okay, so social media, sales and marketing. Marketing is a 4-step process. Step number 1, you have to create content. You have to create content. And that's what I'm doing right here. I'm just so simple. I'm creating content. And if you guys need inspiration, feel free to go to my website, harrisburgbookkeeping.com, go to the store, and I have here 30 days of social media marketing strategy. You guys can buy this 30 days of social media marketing strategy, or even better, for free, just follow me on Facebook and look at what I'm posting and then post something similar. But none of this is going to matter if you guys don't build your following. So first, you need to create social media marketing content. But second, you need to find prospective clients. And the best way to find prospective clients is to go to groups. So here's an awesome group that has a ton of people in it. It doesn't matter what group it is. I generally recommend you want to pick groups that are relevant to your geographical region, but they don't have to be. They don't have to be. So this is a group of general contractors, and you want to go to the members page right here, and you want to scroll down to members with things in common, and then click on see all. And here, this group has over 100,000 members. These are all members with things in common. So like, we have 29 mutual friends, 111 mutual friends, 258 mutual friends. Now you just want to scroll down in this list, and then it's so simple, guys. Do Control F and search for the word owner. Here, owner, manager, CEO. This person is a business owner. I just friend requested that person. Let's see, owner at Uncommon Real Estate Investor. Friend request that person. I don't know these people, but they're business owners, and it's up to them. If they accept my friend request, cool. If they don't accept my friend request, that's also cool. It doesn't really matter. It's just a sales numbers game. So all you guys have to do is send 50 friend requests every single day. Send 50 friend requests every single day, and then finally, you need to engage with your community. So I compare this a lot to going to a networking event. Imagine you just get a fresh haircut, you just buy the nice fancy clothes, and you go to a networking event, but you don't talk to anybody. That's the same concept. You create social media marketing content, you friend request people, but you don't talk to anybody. Like, you're kind of missing the whole point. So you guys need to engage with your community. And it's as simple as commenting on your new Facebook friends' posts and just saying, congratulations, great job, keep up the good work, I love this. Like those simple comments on people's posts will help you build relationships with your new Facebook friends, because these new Facebook friends are your prospective clients. So here's what you guys need to do. Let me break it down for you. Create a social media post every single day. Send 50 friend requests every single day, and engage with 10 posts every single day. Just comment on 10 posts every single day. All you have to say is, I love this, or keep up the good work, or wow, that's awesome. So simple. 3 words. Comment on 10 people's posts every day. And then finally, the icing on the cake. Let me show you the last thing that you guys need to do. And it's so simple. And let me show you how to keep track of it so that you do this the right way. So you want to go to your Facebook profile and click on activity log. And then you want to go to connections over here on the left. And then you want to go to friends, I think. Friends. And then you want to go to maybe, where is it? Your friends. Yes, go to your friends, and then on the date. So if you're just now getting started, maybe you're starting right now and you just sent out a bunch of friend requests back in November. So let's say, for example, we sent out a bunch of friend requests in November, and now it's December 7th. So I want you guys to go back a month before, so 30 days before. So today's December 7th, so I'm going to go to November 7th. And now I'm going to send a message to all of these people. I'm going to say, hey, I'm a bookkeeper. I'm growing my bookkeeping business. Let me know if you guys know anybody who might need help with their bookkeeping. And then you're going to repeat this process every single day. Go to your list of Facebook friends who you became friends with on December 8th. November 8th, tomorrow. So tomorrow's December 8th. So look at who did I become friends with on November 8th, and just send all of those people a message. And then you just rinse and repeat this process every single day for 6 months. And then I guarantee you, without a doubt, you guys are going to get clients. Like, I'm so passionate about this stuff. This is what has really worked really well for me. Sorry, my screen might be a little bit glitchy after sharing my screen. I'm not sure, but that's all you guys have to do. I'm going to break it down one more time for you. I think my screen might be a little bit glitchy, so I do apologize for that. But real quick, I'm going to say it one last time. Step number 1, create social media marketing content. Step number 2, find prospective clients. Step number 3, connect with them. Step number 4, engage with your community. And step number 5, send everybody a DM 30 days after they became your Facebook friend. Seriously, guys, I hope this helps you start and grow your own bookkeeping business. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email, zach@harrisburgbookkeeping.com, or join me tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be live again. I hope you all get clients, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day.